Hello guys, NautoAce here, and this is going to be part 2 of my thoughts about NIS America. And you've been wondering, why am I all suddenly talking about NIS America? I was going to say something bad, but I'm trying to hold back. And that is, I used to support, believe it or not, NIS America. They did some of the games that I liked, such as Hyper Dimension, Neptunia. They were the one that did the PS3 version. This Gaia game, fun. And some other games they kind of done, but of course they're not really. Again, they're not like for the gamers or the fan. Of course, that kind of makes sense. I'm like, no, duh, because a lot of the example that kind of showed was one Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory for the PS3. I bought the game and I did a research on that one, and unfortunately, I kind of mentioned it before in my previous video about English dub. Is that Victory for the PS3 has like the partial dub was like 40% and below. I have no kidding. A lot of people said the same thing, and I'm just guessing because of the poor sale of the other two games. Again, it is kind of fortunate, but whatever. I mean, granted, the DLC characters have voices, so they have their own like storyline. So I gotta give them props for it. But that's DLC. I mean, the other thing, like the only good game that they did good were the Gaia game. They actually have, from what I heard, fully dub. I mean, they do dub most of their games, but I mean, another problem I had to give them in the past, but not anymore, is that they used to dub every game. That was one of their policy rules, believe it or not, was when the game comes out, they always dub. I did mention it before, but lately, because of the games are harder to develop, or they're costing more, the publishing, or they're not making sell, is that, remember, they're a localization team to some extent, but you get the idea, costing more about the games. Now they have to evaluate. Now it's a case-by-case basis. I understand. I don't like it. I mean, the only thing I had to give them prop was what they did with Ys 8, that they had to redone the writing, the script, and they did that with their own money. They could have just said, you know what, tough luck, this is what the game, take it or leave it. But no, they fixed it back with their own money. That hurt their bottom line to some extent, to a point. And here's a little bit of rant that now I'm looking at it, that the lingos now, as of right now with NIS America, is that they're favoring Nintendo over Sony. Like, is that really a bad thing? Well, if you're a Nintendo fan, you probably are super happy because look what happened with the Wii U, you know the history. I don't have to go back to it. But if you're a multi-console owner or you prefer Sony, then yes, it is going to be a problem. Because, again, now you're saying that Sony scrap, Nintendo was good. To some extent. Again, I may be reading too much to this, but this is what the lingo is right now, in my opinion. And because of a game called SNK Heroine, Frequency Fighter, Waifu Fighter. Oh my gosh, I mean, I want to support the game, but oh, jeez, like, they're favoring Nintendo for this one, and it's kind of bothering me. And then why? Because logic, common sense is, if you're a third-party game, it's always good to just make it multi-plat and treat them all equal. Look at what Sega's doing right now with Shining. What is that game I have here? Shining Resonance Refrain. I'm sorry I have to read that one. I bought it for the PS4, but it's also in the Xbox and the Switch. Awesome. Again, equal. Valkyria Revolution. It's also in the Xbox. It's also on the Switch. Same goes with Valkyria Chronicles 4. That's going to come out this October. Again, I got a props to Sega. Why is not Yakuza in the platform? That's a different story. And there's a story on that one, but that'll be a different story. Another one is the Kenshiro Yakuza game. Again, weird, but I think that was a time when they're basically just focusing on the PlayStation 4. Who knows? But the bottom line is, mostly Sega, they're doing multi-flat. Capcom, they're doing also, but not the Switch, which is, don't know. Some goes with Namco Bandai. A lot of the game comes after, but, whatever. whatever, but they're treating them equally. Not in this case, because there was an article that, again, I mentioned it in my previous video, that NIS America sounds like he's favoring Nintendo over PlayStation. That's not a good saying if you're a third-party company. Not only your company's going to piss at you, the fans are getting pissed at you, like myself. Yeah, because the saying is, this is like the same thing as like WADA basically said in the past. Believe it or not, when the 360 was like on the top of the game against the PS3, he basically wanted Microsoft to win because that's where the money is. You can't favor one console or another. That's just, wow. I mean, I know, and then the funny thing about it, like, the guy basically first said that working with Nintendo was better than Sony. Okay, fine, that's good, your opinion, but to some extent you don't publicize that. I know maybe you're upset. That's like equivalent to a disgruntled employee who hates their job, but they have to be there because they got to make a living. You keep that for yourself. You keep that to yourself. That's what I'm trying to say there. And yeah, I mean, I know the funny part is they're trying to do damage control, and they say, "Oh no, it was mistranslation, or it was a misunderstanding." Like, no, piss off, dude. For you, probably hated Sony since the PS3 era, or heck, even the PS2 era, probably. But there was no competition with the PS2. That's what's called the PS2 era. And in the PS3, guess what? PS3 was known for having provided anime type games, like this Gaia. Some other games, the Shining game, not anymore, I guess, Smart Thinking, and others. Yeah, I mean, Neptunia games were always been a PS3 exclusive until now, Hyper RPG Neptune, which is good. Again, that's good in that part because it's the same whether it's on the Switch or on the PS4. No Xbox, but because it's too American. But the case with SNK Heroin Tag Team Friends, I just have to read on that one, is they're favoring Nintendo. They're not treating it equally because, of course, if I said it before, there's no physical release on the PS4 version unless you pay $120 collector's version to have it physical. Because they basically allow Nintendo to do an exclusive, because apparently Nintendo wanted to do an exclusive, and NIS America just said, okay, sure, why not? So because of it, Nintendo's now dealing with the physical version exclusively. I mean, is it really a big deal? Well, to some extent, I guess it is. Here's some possibility. One, say you want a physical version. You can't get it on the PS4. I want to get it cheap. So I can use my Best Buy certificate, my gift card from GameStop, or trade in my games and sell it on Amazon and get something back. You get the idea. You can only get it on the PlayStation Store. Okay, maybe the alternative I can do is use my certificate on the PlayStation card. I can do my trade-in on a PlayStation card, or trading my game for a PlayStation. You got an idea. So, it is still a possibility, but it's just the principle there, and the message behind it is going to say, hey, we're NIS America. We love Nintendo more than Sony. Like, you can't do it. Keep that to yourself. Don't publicize it, because that's utterly ridiculous. And yeah, because I love the article. He keeps saying that Switch version of their games are better sold on the PlayStation 4. You know why? Because there's not a lot of games on the PlayStation, from the Switch, than the PS4. That's really it. Not a lot of people can buy a lot of games. They're not rich. Second, yeah, the portability probably did help, but to some extent, it's just there's not a lot of games. Yeah, there's third party, but not a lot. That same goes with the indie thing I mentioned before. It's easier to find a game on the Switch because you don't have a lot of eShop indie game. Believe me or not, you're getting some. Versus the PS4 had some good ones. Heck, they got some good ones right now, like Koi, Musa, Enbu for $20. That's actually a good deal in my opinion. And there's this classic shooter that's for $30. I seen it on Steam. It's on the PS4. Or guess what? Some of the Steam game, believe it or not, it's on the PS4. You know what would be nice? Code of Princess EX on the PS4 with English dub. Apologies. Oh, wow, man. It's just, yeah, I guess this is a rant. This is a rant here. So, man, I'm ranting like a idiot, but you get the idea. So, yeah, I mean, really kind of upsetting me about this, and yeah, this is why part 2 is that I'm guessing in the future, maybe NIS America, they rather support Nintendo because it's probably good for business. Is it really good for business? Who knows? I mean, it's all about the games. You know, when people prefer it on the Switch than the PS4, hey, you know, it is what it is. Me personally, I'd rather buy my third-party game on the PS4. I want to build up my trophies. The portability, yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, you know, but whatever, man. I'd rather play it. I mean, I hardly play my Switch anyway, believe it or not, and I played mine in dock mode anyway. So, but that's just me. I know probably some people there too. Sorry for that dragging there. So, kind of really disappointing now with NIS America. I mean, not only that it's a case-by-case basis on dubbing game, I can understand that. Another one is, like I said, they're favoring Nintendo more than Sony. Rather than treating the hardware company equally like Sega, like Namco Bandai, like Capcom. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot. You guys are a small company. Okay, let's see. Oh, Arc System Works. They're a small company, but they're treating the cross-stack battle equally on the Switch, Steam, and PS4. Oh, wow. Well, let's see what else. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I can't think of others. Sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, probably Nintendo's paying them money for exclusivity deal. And for that, all I say to the company, really, you're still doing that? That's what Take-Two did or Rockstar did with Grand Theft Auto 4. And guess what? They regretted it. Did you know that? Yeah, I heard rumor they regretted it. That's why, thank goodness, 2 things that happened. Red Dead Redemption, they made up for it by giving Sony some exclusive. 2, the GTA 5, they were trying to do the same thing, but then I think but the managerial shift was different, and Rockstar said, nope. They just made it treated them equally, Xbox and Sony. And guess what? Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be equal to, except it's not going to be on the Switch. Don't know. Rockstar and Nintendo, they don't get along for a strange reason. Again, kind of suck, but different story there. Okay, so, well, again, like I said, kind of suck right now that unless if you want the physical version of the PS4 version, you gotta buy the $120 collectors, bunch of crap. Well, you know, you get a book, an anime book, and you get the Terry hat, the Fatal Cutie hat. So, you know, yay, Terry. All right, so what can people do about this? So, again, you know, I'm just giving out like tips, like how to basically try to convince companies to involve here. Sony, Nintendo, SNK, NIS America. Well, one common thing you can always do is, a lot of people always say this, is always vote with your wallet. So, you don't like the situation, you say, oh, NIS America is treating Nintendo better than Sony, and no physical version for the PS4, only Nintendo, and I'd rather have it for the PS4. Vote with your wallet. Don't buy the game. Just don't buy the game. Raise awareness. Tell your fellow gamer about who's a fan of it, if they care. I mean, if they don't care and they'd rather buy it on the Switch, hey, you know, that's their choice. I'm not, you know, people are not telling you not to buy it, but you speak for yourself, but you're also just trying to convince people, hey, this is the reason why, etc., etc. And, I mean, that's all I can say there. Vote with your wallet is one. Second, write an email to multiple company, to Sony, well, I guess Nintendo to some extent, call them, write a letter to them if they're going to care. They probably read it, but sometimes they probably won't acknowledge it. Write to Sony. Say, what's going on? I thought SNK and Sony, I thought you were in good partnership. Write to SNK. Say, SNK, why did you make a deal with NIS America? Why can't you do it again with Atlas or Sega? Sega, you know, SNK and Sega kind of work together. Or heck, you know, this is something, maybe I'm just speaking from my ass, excuse the language. Why not Sony publish a game? Okay, maybe that's going too far there. Okay, maybe that's going too far when they said Sony, but they said third-party company. Maybe Sega, heck, maybe Capcom, maybe better any publisher who's going to treat the hardware company, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo equally, not showing favoritism like NIS America. Write a letter. Write a letter, say, hey, this is not right, I don't like it, etc., etc. Third one is raise awareness, make a video like I'm doing right now, minus the whining part. Just give your opinion, like why I don't think this is the right thing. This is going to bum you. Because a lot of comments I read, some of them said they were going to buy the game, but then they couldn't get it for the PS4, and so they said, well, you just lost my money, you're not going to get my money, you're going to get it somewhere else. Again, just raise awareness. But like I said before, the number one is just vote with your wallet. Don't buy the game. Wait. If there's a flash sale on the PlayStation Store, again, talk to Sony about it. To some extent, let NIS America say, hey, what you're doing, it's not good. I know probably it's good for business, but is it really good for business? Remember, being priority to business, talking to your investor, well, they're a private company, talking to your business, then to your consumer, to your supporter, to your fans, it's never a good thing. EA. Just saying there. Alright, so yeah, I'm rambling enough here. I'm going to cut this. So like I said, it's disappointing us on what the direction with NIS America they're doing, favoring Nintendo over Sony. Looks like it. I know they're trying to say they're not. And with SNK Heroin Tag Team Frequency right now, hopefully in the long run there will be a physical version, or maybe make it cheaper. Like if it's $50, $40, $50, $60, I don't know how much, should be $10 lower on the PlayStation. Just saying there. So okay.